The story opens in an African jungle, where King Mufasa is ecstatic about the birth of his son, whom he has named Simba. The following morning, Mufasa leads his son to the summit of the mountain, where he shows him a far region and declares, "I am the king here. You have to rule this forest after me. This whole forest needs to be managed by you." Simba is taken aback by how large the territory is. When Simba inquires about a particularly huge abandoned area, Mufasa advises against going there. In actuality, it is the elephant graveyard where the terrible hyenas reside. Following that, Mufasa and his son travel home. However, while they are walking, a bird approaches Mufasa and provides some information. As a result, Mufasa departs, telling the bird to bring his son home. While traveling, Simba encounters Mufasa's younger brother, Scar. When Mufasa was born, Scar was very unhappy since he wanted to rule this place himself. However, now that Simba has been born, he is the true king. Scar asks, "Have you seen that desolate place?" Simba responds, "I have seen the entire forest with my father where I have to rule." Scar replies, "We're all adults," to Simba's. "Yes, I have seen that place, but my father has forbidden me from going there." Simba returns home with the bird after expressing how unhappy he is about this. When Simba and his companion Nala go outside to play, they go far from the house and eventually arrive at a desolate area. Simba wants to go somewhere to show that he is an adult, even if his father bans him from doing so. Simba travels with the Nala to the location of the scattered elephant bones, and then the hyenas surround them and begin to hunt them. At that point, the Mufasa bird appears and informs the hyena leader that he is Simba's son and that he will not let any of you die, even if you touch him. However, the hyenas ignore the bird and begin rushing after the two of them in an attempt to kill them. Before they can kill them, Mufasa arrives, gets enraged, and gathers up all the hyenas. He begins to fling things around, threatening the hyena chief. Mufasa is on his way to save his kid. He would kill everyone who attempted to scratch his son after that. Mufasa receives an apology from the hyena leader. Here, Mufasa departs with Simba and Nala. Scar, Simba's brother, arrives here after they depart. He converses with the hyena chief. He declares that "I will take control of the entire jungle if you manage to kill Mufasa and her son Simba. Following that, you are free to hunt." Mufasa advises his son Simba to roar as loudly as he can at the top of a tall hill the following morning. Here, Simba begins to roar, alerting the hyenas of their presence. For this reason, they begin to send Simba a great deal of wild beast. Simba notices numerous wild beasts approaching him and begins to flee. Plans state that when Scar gets to Mufasa, he tells him that Simba is stuck in the wild beast's jaws. Mufasa goes to save his son, only to discover Simba in the jaws of the white beast. To get Simba back, he scales a dead tree. When Mufasa arrives at the tree, he leaves it on the edge and makes an attempt to climb it. Mufasa struggles to get higher, but before he reaches the top, his younger sibling pushes him and sends him tumbling. When all of the wild beasts go, Simba witnesses his father collapse. He then finds his father, who is asleep, and cries out for assistance, but no one answers. Eventually, his uncle shows up, and he tells Simba that since you killed your father, how would you explain it to your mother? She'll assume that you killed your father because you were eager to take control of the forest. "What should I do now?" Scar asks him. "You want to get out of here," he says. Simba nods and takes off. To kill Simba, Scar sends hyenas after him. He becomes the king he has always desired when he returns to the forest and proclaims the death of Mufasa and his son. Exhausted, Simba runs across the desert and drifts off to sleep. The vultures begin circling Simba early the following morning. Although Zozo and the puma arrive before they devour Simba, he still believes that an animal is dead. When Zozo discovers that Simba is a cub, he becomes extremely afraid and goes to check on him. However, he has an idea that strikes him, and he believes that if they include him in their group, they would become a much stronger team and drive out the vultures. When Simba awakens, they tell him, "We saved your life." But it doesn't matter because he no longer feels a sense of purpose or passion for life. He starts telling them about himself without any apparent purpose, and suddenly Puma and Zozo lead him into the gorgeous forest. When Simba arrived, the other animals would have screamed, "Why did you bring a tiger into our forest? It will grow up and eat us," in fear for their lives. Zoo and Puma suggest that you not worry. That kind of stuff won't occur. Time passes gradually.
And now Simba has grown up and became a full lion.
Scar now dominates Simba's true home, where hyenas roam freely and no one can stop them from hunting. Even Lala has grown up by now. She tells Simba's mother that we should go right away, but she disagrees, claiming that this is our home and that we are unable to leave. "The time has come when you accept me and I will make my family with you," Scar calls Simba's mother to him. "Many years ago you rejected me and accepted my elder brother Mufasa." Mother Simba firmly prohibits. After hearing this, Nala also makes the decision to leave this place at night. She leaves to bring assistance while everyone is sleeping, and soon they arrive at the forest where Simba lives. Simba is happy here, and although the other animals are scared of him, he does not hurt any of them. Nala attacks Zazu and other creatures in this woodland now that she has arrived, but she stops short of killing anyone. When Simba arrives, they start fighting. They quickly come to the realization that they have already met, and when they smell each other, they know it's Simba, who also knows that Nala exists. When Nala asks Simba how long he has lived and why he hasn't returned, he responds that no one needs him there and that the forest is really lovely. After spending several days in this jungle with Simba, Nala, who had been his childhood friend, begins to show affection for him. One of Simba's hairs falls into a river and goes there where Simba used to live. The monkey that has adored Simba since he was a young child is depicted there. He once created an image of Simba perched on a tree. He learns that Simba is still alive when he discovers Simba's hair. Simba is fully informed by Nala about Scar's campaign of terror in the forest. Simba adamantly resists, saying he does not want to leave this spot. Even though all the hyenas are hunting openly at the same time, she tells him that you should come with her since your mother needs you. Nala becomes enraged upon hearing this and walks away. The same monkey that discovered Simba's hair approaches him as he is out on his own at night and tells him, "I held you in my arms. You ought to return, as you are a monarch." "No, I don't want to go back," Simba responds. "Your parents are still alive," he continues. He then leads Simba to the edge of a river and tells him to look in the water. When he does, he truly sees his father's reflection. Subsequently, Simba hears his father's voice as the sky begins to flash with lightning. After hearing Mufasa declare that Simba is his son and a king, that this was the proudest thing he has ever done while living, and that everything needs to be corrected, Simba resolves to return home with great motivation. From this point on, he runs as fast as he can home. Along the journey, he also encounters Nala. When they finally arrive at their woodland home, Simba discovers that the surroundings have completely changed. This place is devoid of greenery. Due to the hyenas' proliferation, neither water nor animals remain to drink in this area. In fact, a large number of animals have already departed. Contrarily, Scar is seen having sex with Simba's mother. Simba lets out a loud roar upon realizing that Scar has seen him and is startled. He had assumed he had been killed, but he is still alive, and Simba's mother is overjoyed to see him, along with all the other animals. Heine's, Scar's pals, are on the other side. Simba is told by Scars that he killed his father. Simba claims that it was an accident and that I never killed my father. After preparing for battle, Simba follows Scar to the mountain's corner, where he tumbles and hangs over the precipice, exactly like his father had done years earlier. The tree below catches fire as lightning strikes in the sky at that same moment. Scar tells Simba, "I've seen this scene before. Actually, your father was hanging from the rock in the same manner many years ago. I pulled him down, which resulted in his death." As a result, Simba now understands that his uncle killed his father. He grabs Simba's neck and pulls himself back up, whereupon the two fight and all the hyenas join in. After they all drive the hyenas away, Scar flees and climbs a cliff because there is fire everywhere and nowhere to escape. Now that Simba has arrived too, Scar realizes that his game is over, but he accuses the hyenas of being responsible for everything. "You have betrayed not just my father and the jungle, but also these hyenas," according to Simba. "However, I am not like you, and I will not kill you. You are free to leave." Scar lights a spark in Simba's eyes because he wants to be in charge here, and assaults him. But Simba swiftly gets better and confronts him again. Because he is young and powerful, Scar is unable to stop him. Simba does not stop him from falling off the cliff as he begins to do so. After he goes, the hyenas all accuse him of betraying them. The hyenas then attack and kill Scar, marking the end of Scar. Following that, it starts to rain, putting out the fire. A few months later, the entire forest turns green again, and Simba has taken on the role of king over the various animals that had previously lived here. After Simba weds Nala, who is now his queen, the two soon produce a kid, whom the same monkey flaunts to everyone in the same manner as he did with Simba years earlier. That brings us to the pleasant finish of this tale.